Pruning paste. Hi, today I'm going to be making some pruning paste. Now this tub I've got here is, what would you describe it? I made it in April 23. It's still nice and soft. I use it on my apple trees, and I also use it to fill gaps, and in a way it can be used to, well, I'm going to put it on the end grain of some bee roofs I've got, transport lids, and it's protective. I put it on my bee house as well, so it's pretty good stuff, and it keeps it nice and soft. Now I'm going to show you how I made this pruning paste, and I'll give you the recipe, the full recipe, in written form, which you can read and take a snapshot of right at the end. So let's get on and try and make some of this stuff. An old, what was it, 50-year-old? Yes, probably 50. I bought 50 years ago a camping stove, so I'm going to use that now again. So I've got a double boiler set up here. Big saucepan, small saucepan, and in there's water which is heating up to boil. So I want to simmer it when it's going. I'm pouring into this top saucepan 350 milliliters of linseed oil, boiled linseed oil, and 350 milliliters of canola oil, or OCR oil, vegetable oil basically, in there. So that's all in. I then have to add, try and drip it, make certain I get the lot. I've done this recipe so it's easy to replicate, but I haven't made it since April 23 because I haven't needed any. But I think I'm going to use a bit more because I've got a lot of pruning to do, and I want to make certain I don't run out. I then add, while this is as it is, some broken up beeswax, 125 grams of it. Now I'm going to break some of this up and chuck it in there, but I'm going to chuck it in there after I've broken it up. It's not perfect, this stuff, isn't it? It should be filtered again if I was going to use it. So don't use the best, use mediocre, or even the brown stuff, because you're making a paste. You're not making a polish, you're making a paste. Right, let's get on and break some of this beeswax up. These are what I've got. So it's weighs nicely. It's 125 grams, so that's pretty good. Stir it to keep it agitated. I just had a bit of fun trying to break this up. I used a hammer and it went everywhere. So you might want to cover it when you break it up if you use a hammer like I just did. But gradually it'll melt. A little story now. I've made this recipe, somebody else's recipe, and it wasn't accurate, so you had to test it each time. Don't knock it. It was quite good. It's a good recipe. It was basically linseed oil and beeswax. And the problem there was, sorry about that finger, the beeswax and the linseed oil, when I put it out on the tree, or trees in the wounds and such like, the bees came after it and were nibbling at the linseed oil because they like linseed oil because it's got a omega-3 in it. Is it 6? Anyway, they come after it. And there were crowds of them on each of these tree bits that I pruned and put the paste. So I didn't like that very much. It wasted the job of the pruning paste. So I've come up with this recipe, and it works for me quite well. Now I've got to put another ingredients into here when it's melted, and I'll go and get that now. The beeswax is nearly melted. That's 125 grams of beeswax, and the essential oil tea tree tea tree oil is what I'm going to add into this mixture now. I'm going to put about 4 to 6 drops. Right, let's get on with that then. And that's really is the last bit of the recipe. I use or have 4 glacé cherry or mixed peel containers, and I put them into water just before I pour, so they're floating in the surface of the water. That's what these 2 containers are for. So when I pour the hot oil in, don't know if I can get 2 in there, but I'll put them in there. 1 in there and 1 in there. I'll put a fifth, I should say, a fifth in, just in case it goes a bit more. But anyway, it's almost nearly done. There's one little bit of wax still there. I'll just stir it around with my stirring stick. And we're almost ready to pour. And I'm going to make a big mess of this because it's going to go everywhere, I'm sure. Because there's no spout on this particular saucepan. So it's going to be a bit of fun. But in a minute or two, I'll show you what they look like in the containers. The water is there for it to cool down. And it keeps the plastic container solid as well. Because plastic can melt under heat. I needed 5 containers. And I didn't need as much water. Otherwise they floated around and tipped on their side almost. So you don't put too much water in, but it's enough to cool them down. Now, that's it. Oh yeah, the one thing you need to know is the actual contents of the recipe. Better show you that. Right, okay. This pruning paste. Bit of a monkey old thing. But see, it says 350 millilitres linseed oil. 350 litres of oil, and that's oilseed oil or canola oil. And then there's 4 drops of tea tree oil and 125 grams of beeswax, and that's it. And it comes out as a lovely paste, which I showed you earlier. And it's what I use on my trees, and also when you do pruning, when you do grafting, and I also use it to fill the gaps on some of my bee boxes. I'll show you the gaps. These sort of gaps. This is the Varroa floor, recent Varroa floor, and so I fill those gaps. Just plug them up. It's not very well done. I'll come back and do some more. But I also could put on the end grain if I want to, but these aren't actually going outside, and the gaps I'm filling in here are to stop wax moth. Thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed the video. So go on, make your own pruning paste. It's worth it, really is. It's better than the stuff you can buy. Well, the stuff you can buy is ridiculous. It's hard, you've got to heat it up. This stuff, you can stick a finger in and it works straight away. Thank you for watching. Bye-bye.